Hey friends, Mark Holmes here, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boost Sports Report. Without you guys, man, you know this doesn't work without you guys. Man, gotta tell you, the world is a beautiful place. Sun's setting, it's Christmas Eve, it's about 50 degrees right now, and went by my mother's house, and let me just give you just a little look. Look at that lemon meringue pie. Look. Oatmeal raisin cookies, chocolate chip cookies, and there's rolls back there too. The keto has taken a hit. But after Christmas, after I finish off all these cookies and pies, I'm getting back to keto. But it was good because I saw my brother Greg, who's a Redskin fan, and we were talking about problems that our teams have with the owners and things. He as a Redskin fan, he's like, I wish that we had problems like you guys had. At least you got some players and stuff. At least you got a quarterback and so on. And then I went by to see one of the most influential people in my life. And I would say he was my Yoda, and that's Alex. Alex, man, he taught me a lot about being a general contractor and a lot about life. And the reason that I'm probably married to my wife right now is because he said, man, we met in college. I fell in love with her, but she was kind of like, nah, you're crazy, Mark. Still crazy, Mark. But she it's just not happening. But I wore her down. And so, shoot, how long was that ago? It took me about 20 years, but I finally wore her down. And we ran back into each other. And I told my friend Alex about it. And he was like, oh, you mean Tracy? Man, you better lock her down. Lock it down. Don't wait. Lock it down before she gets to know your kids. Lock it down. So I hurried up and locked it down. So hats off to Alex for telling me that. But it's like every year at Christmas time, I always take him on my mama's fruitcakes and pies and cookies and stuff. And it's just one of those things that you can't have Christmas without seeing Alex and things. And he's busted on my Cowboys about how bad they are. But what you realize is time is short. My friend Alex is 87 years old. My parents are getting up there. I'm getting up there. And none of us know how much time we have. And so you got to make the most of that time. You can't waste. You can't waste a year. You can't waste a month. You can't waste a day. Don't waste a second. Because you can never get that time back. And in the end, when you're gone, what's going to be left are the memories, the good memories. So you got to make as many of these good memories as you can. Right now, our Cowboys haven't been making too many good memories. Not in a long time. I mean, we got some nice plays here and there. We got a few games that you look back and say, oh man, do you remember when? But we don't have enough great memories for this new generation. Michael was 5 years old when we won the Super Bowl last time. Wasn't really into football. You don't really remember. Most of you watching this channel, you don't know what it was like for the Dallas Cowboys to go to the playoffs 29 years straight. We weren't sitting around hoping for the Giants to win so we might have a chance with a below 500 record or a 500 record to make the playoffs. That if you weren't winning the Super Bowl, you were a failure. That when you played, your arm better be falling off before you came off the field. And sometimes you went out there without your arm on because we had tough players. We had coaches that wouldn't settle for second best. That we had accountability. Things that are missing from this team. So the question is, and we got no say in it. It's all Jerry, Steve, and Jones that make the decisions. I mean, they earn the money and the rights to buy the team and own the team, and ultimately it's theirs to do what they want. If they want to make it a house for losers, they can do that. They own it. But if they're about winning and about trying to make a change, about getting this team back to its roots, the question is, where do you go coaching-wise? Jerry Jones has always, since he got rid of Jimmy, got people that are tied to him or the organization some way or another. Position coach, you elevate him. Guy I played with in college. Somebody who's a former player that we're turning into coach. Now, we have 26 coaches on this team, 8 of which have expiring contracts. Jason Garrett, Chris Richard, Rod Barnelli, I think Marco Colombo, Sanjay Lau. You need to evaluate and figure out which ones of these guys that you do want to keep. Oh, Kellen Moore is another one. He's not expiring contract. But this is where you got to say, is this the guy? So I ask you, in your mind, what coaches deserve to stay and which ones deserve to go? Or do you just say everybody goes and we're just going to start all over with the new system? Because I think part of the problem is I think this is a big part of it, that nobody is held accountable for what they do. And that the Dallas Cowboys players, because of that, have become soft and entitled. And I think about what Doc Walker has always said. He's a former Redskin player. Don't hate me on it, but he was so right. He says, it's hard to be hungry when your refrigerator's full. And we have so many guys that are all well taken care of. You look at almost everybody who got taken care of this offseason, and you don't look at the performance on the field the way it was before. You looked at DeMarcus Lawrence trying to get that contract, where 2 years ago he was an MVP candidate, where last year in that contract year he was unstoppable. And now the only thing that's unstoppable is his mouth. His mouth has had better games than his body has on the field. He's always talking about, we're going to get this for a person, or we're going to be accountable. We're going to get, now we're saying we're going to get the Redskins. And just like Jason Garrett, we're going to beat the Redskins and finish the season the right way. Finish the season the right way. The only right way is winning the Super Bowl. That used to be what it was for the Dallas Cowboys. I'm telling you, that nobody fears anything here at the Cowboys. Nobody. And the Cowboys, in turn, they say, oh, well, we're not going to pay Zeke. We're not going to make him the highest paid, and you make him the highest paid. D-Law, well, he wants more money than what we were expecting. And you prolong this thing, and he gets the shoulder worked on too late to be able to work out all season, and you affect that. You wait on Dak Prescott's contract, and you keep saying, we want a home team discount. You've had your home team discount for 4 years because you ain't paid the guy jack crap. But even Jalen Smith, they redid his contract. You can't say that Jalen Smith has performed to the level that he did the year before. So he had one great year. Now he's got 5 more years on his contract. So in your mind, Rod Martinelli has been kind of close to retiring, I think, the last couple of years because he's got a bad hip. And I look at the defensive line, and I talked about in my last video how teams are running on us out of shotgun because they know they're going to catch us in stunts. That I think his philosophy, it's time to go. He's great at taking guys that were not real good and performing and turning them into guys that are good players. They get paid going elsewhere. Chris Richard, again, you don't have to fire him. You just let him go. I'm trying to understand how we talk about Byron Jones being great cornerback. It's been like 39 games since he's had an interception. Now, I don't know if this is Rod Martinelli's defense that Chris Richard is having to call as opposed to having his own. So I'm not sure how that dynamic works, which also brings up the same dynamic with Kellen Moore. That is he given the complete latitude on game planning and play calling, or is he being influenced by someone else? Because it seems from game to game, things change. One thing that has worked for this team consistently all year long. In fact, I think that we're 4th highest in it, is play action. Some games, our biggest games, 40% of the time we're doing play action, we're blowing people out, and I know they're lesser competition. But then other games, we revert back to, let's run Zeke Elliott on first down up the middle against 8-man box. So you get some good games, you get some not so good games. So you have to decide, is the offense as it's currently structured okay? And Kellen Moore is the guy. You got John Kitna, and I think John Kitna has done a great job with Dak getting his mechanics down. And Dak's mechanics are night and day better than they were any point in his professional career. Sanjay Lau, he's got the receivers running in better routes. You can say that. But for some reason, we keep having the dropsies. I don't know if their hands are worn out from carrying the bricks where they can't grip anymore or what, but all the drops, I think we were 2nd or 3rd right now in drops. After that game, it might be number 1. Marco Colombo took over mid-year last year after we got rid of Mr. Ketchup Bottle, Paul Alexander. It's better than it was with Paul Alexander, but I'm not sure that it's as good as it could be. I mean, I know we got 3 Pro Bowlers, but I'm actually okay with Marco. So it'll be interesting to see who Jerry hires as head coach, and if that guy's going to have latitude in actually bringing in who he wants to for the positions, and if he'll be able to change the offense and the defense. I still, me personally, still leaning towards like a Ron Rivera. I would like to see him take our defense and get us a knockdown, drag-out defense. And I'm willing to take Kellen Moore the second year to see what he can do without Jason Garrett over his shoulder. So that's where I got. Give me your list. And I thank you guys for sitting here listening to me while I'm going down the road, because I'm getting sleepy and I can only eat so many cookies to keep awake. Alright, Merry Christmas. Get to bed early so Santa Claus can come.